The night sky's soft glow is partly from all the bright lights of downtown Lost Wages, and partly from the nuclear testing. You'd love to grab the Lost Wages sky and take it home with you, but you'll have to settle for a coating of Lost Wages particulate matter in your lungs. When you wish upon a star, nothing happens. Au revoir. The smell of the air here is addictive. That's probably due to the city pumping 140,000 cubic meters of money-scented air into the atmosphere every day. If your little Larry could talk, it'd say, "Thank you for airing me out, Daddy." The building off the alley houses the Fudge Packers Union Local 42 and the headquarters of NATSHRAN, the National Association of Teachers Who Should Have Retired at 90. You must have left your union card in one of your other white leisure suits. Those buildings smell like graft and corruption.
And fudge.
You don't want one of those union fudge packers seeing you pee on their building. Who knows what they'd do to you? Actually, we know. We're just not saying. That office building houses the CDD, Centers for Disease Dispersal, the Visiting Nerds Association, and the broadcast studios of MSNBC, NBCNN. They're too far away to see the calluses on your hand. You can't smell the building from here. Apparently your sense of smell is inversely proportional to the size of your nose. For some reason, your zipper is stuck. Overused, perhaps? A couple of shady-looking dumpsters are hanging out together in the alley. You'd have to go into the alley to paw through the dumpsters, but don't bother. They're full of worthless send and stock certificates and shredded marriage licenses. You don't want to get close enough to smell these. Please, no trash talking. Remember the last time you got that thing caught in a dumpster? That light pole is exhibiting bent nail syndrome. Google it, NSFW. You're not into pole climbing. Just for fun, you put your tongue on the light pole and flail your arms wildly like some kid you saw in a recent movie.
Go easy! Kazak! Go easy!
You know, we used to think Larry would hump anything that moves. Now we realize it doesn't even have to be moving. This place, tucked away behind the chapel, used to be a restaurant, Montezuma's Pizzeria. There was some sort of health scare and business went down the drain. You've got enough distressed property right in your pants. It smells like pizza and something else. You'd need to be refitted with a power nozzle. It's a small chapel with a tasteful little sign. Someone has inconsiderately attached this chapel to its foundation. The chapel's exterior is intentionally shellacked with the scents of buffalo wings and French fries to attract drunk couples. You sacrilegious bastard. This way to a night of connubial bliss and a morning of regret and paperwork. The chapel is cool and placid inside. The lilting classical music and softly flickering candles give the room an air of serene, peaceful redundancy. In fact, it absolutely stinks of tranquility in here. Fawn is standing at the ready at the end of the room. Next to her is a man dressed like some sort of clergyman.
Larry, we're all ready for you. We do have one little thing to take care of, though. It's $100 for the marriage certificate, the ceremony, and the decorations.
The decorations are extra?
If you're too cheap to spring for them, I'll just take them down.
Larry, no decorations?
No, leave them up. I'll take care of it.
Of course you will, Larry. After all, how often does a man who isn't Larry King get married?
Lord have mercy! Now I know there's a hell mouth.
A holy glow emanates from the beautiful stained acrylic windows. You can't open these windows. They're sealed to prevent cold feet. You lick the window.
Wow! Strawberry, lemon, green apple, and new Blue Island punch.
Aw, you'll ruin the 4 delicious fruit flavors. The timber-lined walls are finished with artificially aged adobe-colored stucco. It's like getting married in a bad Italian restaurant. You'll get flecks of adobe stucco all over yourself. These walls have soaked up a lot of Elvis impersonator sweat over the years. Watch where you aim that thing. Censors may be lurking. The ceiling is really grand and majestic in a small and pathetic way. The ceiling is really grand and majestic in a small and pathetic way. You don't meet the minimum height requirement. You forgot to bring your ceiling tasting fork. Even if you don't like the chapel, have some respect for the institution of marriage, why don't you? Those new PFLs, penile fluorescent lights, get very bright and generate a lot of heat, but they burn out quickly. You try swatting at the temptingly dangling PFL. Suddenly you know how a cat feels. Somebody hasn't been doing his tongue-stretching exercises. The force of the stream from your manly and recently overworked bladder could shatter the bulb. Authentic pre-prayed-in pews entrusted to the chapel by someone charitable. You don't get to sit this one out, Larry. They're quasi-onomatopoetic. In other words, they smell like their name. Do you really need to go, or are you just making some kind of anti-religious statement? The pews are cordoned off with decorative ribbons. This is to prevent anyone from actually using the pews, which might then require that they be cleaned or otherwise tended to. The ribbons have been attached to the pews with a power stapler and mucilage. You'd ruin them if you tried to take them. You lick a ribbon. It has a satiny smooth texture and a sickening taste, which is amusingly incongruent. Don't get that thing tangled in this thing. Most of the floor is covered by a long runner, which is appropriate given how quickly some people bolt from the room when they realize what they're about to do.
That's some durable monofilament. Yes, sir.
Oh, it smells like artificial rose petals. What a romantic. It's arrangement number 47 from the catalog of silk floral arrangements that are guaranteed to burn the house down. Don't tug at it, you'll just set fire to everything. You smell one of the lower leaves. It smells like a bus. You'd have to sort of turn your solar plexus inside out to manage that. These were stolen from the Liberace Museum. They've been welded to the carpeting. The candelabra smells like a pile of greasy old wax and metal in one of those quickie wedding places.
Ouch! Too many pointy bits and fire things.
You mean flames?
Yeah, flames!
The minister is none other than Jimmy Ted Braggart himself, direct from his megachurch to your marriage ceremony, with brief stops at the debtor's prison, the William Morris Agency, and a liquor store. He appears to be having a little trouble with the floor's persistent steadiness. He smells like a rum-scented lectern.
Oh, no, that's okay. Jimmy Ted met Captain Winky plenty back in the penitentiary. Cut that out. Affectionate Tunchet is $25 extra.
Where have you heard that before?
It'll be $100 in cash, please. and I don't take inflatable love dolls.
What?
Fawn's expression seems to be a mixture of impatience and boredom.
Is that what breathless anticipation looks like?
Later.
She smells extremely irritated. You start to unzip.
Larry, I already told you. Not until we're married. And maybe not even then.
What?
I'm sorry. It was a slip of the tongue. Let's get this thing rolling, Larry.
Absolutely, my love.
Wow, the chapel has a heart on. Two, in fact. They would certainly make a romantic gift, but they're too big even for your pockets. They smell like candy. Aww. That would be symbolically disgusting.
Hot dog! Now we're ready to knock this thing out.
Finally.
You all settle into basic position. A hush falls over the players at home.
Barely beloved. Sorry, let me restart that. Merely beloved.
Jim?
Sorry, sweetie. You know how I get. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to join this man and this woman. Blah, 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 blah. Do you, Lance Lassiter, take this woman?
It's Larry? Larry Laffer?
I thought you said,
Just go.
do you, Larry Laffer, take this woman? Blah, blah. Sickness and hell forsaken and the rest.
I do.
Do you, Fawn Forschwanger,
Forschwanger?
take this man to be your blah, 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 honor and comfort and bail?
Right. I mean, I do.
You got the ring.
I have to have another ring?
No. I've already got the ring. Keep this thing moving.
Then by the power invested in me, Jimmy Ted hereby declares you done and done. Congratulations. Pleasure doing business with you. I'm headed down to the wine cellar. It's inventory time again. Employees only. I'm sure y'all understand.
Fawn throws her arms around you and almost kisses you.
Oh, Larry. Isn't it romantic?
What's she talking about? Did something romantic happen here by mistake?
I'll meet you at the honeymoon suite, Larry. Ready to give you my all, my everything, my very soul. Don't keep me waiting. I can't wait to take advantage of you.
She's not done with that yet? Well, congratulations, Larry. You're a married man. Time to get over to the honeymoon suite and hang a sign on the door. Gone consummatin'. It's a durable quality lectern from Stern Lecterns. Remember, when you want to deliver a lecture at a lectern, make it a Stern lecture. You're not making any speeches today. It has an aroma of authority and holiness. Have some respect for the institution of marriage, why don't you? It's a video slot machine. Have they no shame? The slot machine tastes like mushrooms and earwax.
All right. I don't even want to know the story behind that.
Sorry, Larry, this machine doesn't accept worthless trinkets.